The Aztec warrior. Oh, yeah.
The Aztec worm.
And then I became Aztec worm.
No,
And then I
okay.
got fat, and now I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
worm.
Are
Hey, you know what we
you?
never talked about? Remember when and then worm, I don't think we ever talked about why worm and then too hard, too fast, it relates to too hard, too fast. Remember, you used to make vodka worms, and then I would just eat them like nothing. And supposedly, you guys say I passed out. I don't remember it ever having an effect on me.
Welcome back to Too Hard, Too Fast, the podcast where we have strong opinions about things that we may or may not know too much about. Start the show.
Let's do it.
Okay, you didn't just eat them and then pass out. You would talk mess. So you would eat them like nothing because like, oh, they don't taste like it. Okay, these worms were soaked in vodka for probably the best part of the day or more. Like sometimes they're probably soaked through the weekend. So you would eat them, and yeah, they don't taste like anything. This is not gonna do anything, and you would just boom, 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 and
That was good. That was good.
you heard that.
Boom, boom,
And
boom.
before you knew it, or before anybody knew it, you were passed out down the hall in the dorm,
No, you're
in front of somebody
lying,
else's
dude.
door.
No,
Yeah,
you're dumb. You're
yes,
dumb.
we had to pick you up once or
You're
twice.
stupid. No, that never happened.
You weren't passed out in the hallway every time, but you will get.
Every
That was
time.
my birthday.
I don't think that ever happened.
Remember when you told my story? You also ate my birthday story. You also ate worms that day.
Moonshine. Yeah.
But okay, so moonshine, and then but also the
I
worms.
didn't eat moonshine.
Okay.
I drank moonshine.
But the thing is, you eat the worms, but nobody started calling you worm at that moment. I think it started as a chant. It's like you kept eating worms, so you know how like you if you chug a beer, everybody goes chug 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 chug.
Hell yeah.
So you were
Worm,
eating
worm,
worms,
worm, worm.
and so everybody started saying worm 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 worm.
There you go.
I know. With
Hey,
all
are you
the,
teaching bad stuff to your son? Dude, boom, boom,
I
boom.
know I'm gonna have to
Worm, worm, worm.
remove him to the other room. He was doing fine. Like I'm gonna have to remove him to the other room so he doesn't have to hear these stories yet. He can once he gets older, he can hear these stories. Anyway, so
Hey, we're gonna start sharing some videos of college. Not right now, but
not right now. Well,
or
if you're
maybe
watching
right
on
now. Who
YouTube,
knows?
if you're watching on YouTube, there's always
If
edit
you're
video.
watching on YouTube.
You're eating the worms and you get drunk, whatever, and you do funny stuff. But this other friend of ours, and I'm sure he doesn't mind if I give his name out. Berto, you were
That jerk.
you guys
That
were on
plátano.
what was it, a missionary trip to Mexico, or I don't know if that was a missionary trip, but it was like a trip to like you're gonna help out people that I never went. So
Yeah, I think you're talking about MIE.
yeah. So what is it? I don't know if it was like a missionary trip or
A
just
Mexican immersion experience. I mean, it went both ways. It was to raise money, specifically to an area like close to Monterrey or Guadalupe, um, in Mexico, and it was just to help out a specific church that would feed elderly people that couldn't afford their own food. It was also to help out like the youth group they had. It was to just help out with different stuff. And money that we thought wasn't that much would last them, I think, half a year.
yeah, because they
So,
weren't being
so that was great, and so that was part of it. But I mean, it's not fully altruistic either. Part of it was also for us to just see how they live and to us, and also just to kind of bridge different cultures, bridge just cultures and people, and just create those connections and be exposed to how other people live in
so
different countries.
so let's take a bunch of
Which
Mexicans.
we lived in a border town, so we saw that all the time.
Yeah,
But
so it's like
it's all
let's
good.
take a bunch of
We
let's
went
take
deep.
a bunch of Mexicans put them in Mexico and see how they see.
Here are the Mexicans from America. Come meet the Mexicans that are from Mexico.
Let's teach them to be more Mexican than the Mexicans, but
Because they can't be more American than the Americans. Dang.
wow, man, no wonder I didn't get to go. I was probably too Mexican to go.
You're Mexican enough. You don't need to go.
Sir, you're overqualified for this. Oh, anyway, so Berto gave you the nickname of the Aztec Warrior.
The Aztec Warrior. It's because I used to do push-ups all the
Aztec
time
Warrior,
coming
yeah.
in. Aztec Warrior. I used to be in shape. Out of high school, I played baseball. I swam. So going to college, I was in shape. I would just randomly do push-ups, and I lost it. Now I'm just fat.
So,
too much St. Arnold's.
So after all that, after the worm stuff, after you eating worms, I just started calling you the Aztec worm, and then pretty soon, actually
worm.
on my phone, you're still saved under the Aztec worm.
Oh, really?
I spell your name. Yeah, but
am I first on the list, on the contact list for Ace?
No, it's alphabetical order.
That's why in alphabet, am I the first?
No, because you're called the Aztec worm.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
And then, and also at the same time, I put like 3 Z's in front of it, so you're still at the bottom of the list. No, so I just started calling you the Aztec worm, and then I started catching on that you were eating worms, gummy worms.
Culo. Hey, we haven't said culo at all.
Dude, I'm gonna have to that one. I have to
Why?
I won't bleep any Spanish words.
Or, I could say fucking shit, but I can't say culo.
No, you still get bleeped for those. You won't.
What about culo bird?
You don't get bleeped for the Spanish cuss words, but you get bleeped for all that. But that one you get bleeped for.
Which one?
You get bleeped for culo.
Why culo?
Because then Mexico gets a red card.
Ay, really?
Oh wait, no, that's not what.
Dang, the El Paso came out. Ay.
It's the P word in Mexico.
Hey, how would you make fun of El Pasoans when we would say ay?
I messed up anyways. That's not. It's not. It's the P word that Mexico gets the red card in the soccer games. What did you say?
Anyway, yeah. Joker, bro. Let me tell you why he's a hero. That's what I recently saw. It was interesting. I never saw it. We've been seeing the movie The Dark Knight backwards, the second one. He's a hero. He did stuff that the people who supposedly were heroes could never do. He got all the mafia's money. He burned it, right? He so you know how Batman, he started fighting crime, then escalation. Did I say that right? Escalation occurred? Escalation occurred. So, you know, criminals had to do their crimes, you know, first with bigger stuff, first AK-47s, and they had to do bazookas, and it just escalated, right? Because you had a vigilante out there trying to stop them. Well, he got the Batman to stop because he took someone else's fault, you know what I mean? And so he actually cleaned up Gotham. What do you think about that? He's a hero? Now granted, he did some shady stuff. He hurt people, but I guess in his mind, the ends justify the means.
I think by this point, people are probably tired of the Joker talk. So,
no, I'm not. I don't care what people think.
I'm a little tired of it.
All right then. Let me update you on my house then.
Also, okay, hold on. No. I just because I wasn't listening to what you had said about the Joker.
What did I say?
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Oh, well, that's your fault.
Oh my God. Anyway, okay.
Culo bird.
All right, scrap the whole Joker thing. Let's go somewhere else with this.
You're a Joker. So update on my house. I've actually been getting a lot of contacts, man.
Because of the podcast or just?
I wish. That would be cool. No, I even had a real estate agent harass me. She called me in the morning. She called me 2 hours later saying, I need you to call me. I have a buyer. She texts me. They're pre-approved. They're really interested in a house. I need you to call me right now. They want to see it this evening. Excuse me.
You should have told her, lady, or man. I don't know.
I think it was a lady. Yeah.
Special. I don't know why I went there that quick, but listen, I just put it up for a joke. This is a bit. I wanted to see. I wanted to see how.
on my on my description for the house, I put our podcast is available. Too hard, too fast. Go for our YouTube channel.
I only put it up for the.
If you like this house, listen to our podcast.
Dude.
This house includes the beginnings of a podcast named Too Hard, Too Fast.
That's crazy. Did you ever contact that lady or not?
No, yeah, I did. I just told her that.
Wait, it was a lady then?
Yeah, it was a lady.
Oh, okay.
No,
Why'd you
yeah,
make
I
me
did.
feel bad then? Why'd you make me feel bad that I went straight to lady?
Well, why did you go straight to lady?
I don't know because you know what? All my real estate agent friends are ladies, so I think
right.
that's why. And
it's
not a thing. Don't make it a thing because it's not a thing, but it's a thing.
Okay, wait, very quick. I remember someone telling me this little riddle, and I had told it to some young kids just to see if maybe their generation was a little bit different, but it's not. So just very quick, I just want to see if you would get this riddle. So a son and his father.
Oh my goodness! I told you this in college.
Did you tell me this? All right, never mind. Well, where'd you hear it?
I think it was like a joke, like when I was in high school, or a riddle when I was. I don't know.
Oh, well, there you go. See, it traveled from Eagle Pass, San Antonio, now where I'm at, and I spread it around.
Oh.
Hey, okay, you know what? I'm gonna say the riddle. You know what? You say the riddle. I want and have people comment on it, see if they could figure it out.
Because you know what? That's not gonna be fun. You know why? Because all they have to do is look it up. Thank you, Google.
I think I tried Googling it. It's not in Google.
It is. I'm not gonna even say it.
All right.
You know what? If you're on YouTube, let us know if you want to hear it. If you're on Twitter, let us know if you want to hear it. I'll say it one day. I'll say it, but I'm not gonna say it today.
All right. Anyways, my house, it's there's still some little touch-ups I need to do.
I'll touch you up.
I wish you would.
Keep it going.
But there's just a couple little. I just wanted to see if it would even get any hits if it, with the price range I put it in, and apparently there was a lot. I think it went up to 800 views. It had 40 people saved it. I already had like 5 people contact me, but I did have to tell them, hey, I'm delaying it for now. Maybe in the next month or two, because there's just some little things that I want to touch up on before I let people come in and I guess walk around the house. I didn't think it was gonna be that fast of getting that much interest. So I mean that's a good thing. I mean,
I don't know why you would think. I don't know why you would think it wouldn't be that fast.
Because the oil field went down. It went down hardcore.
People still need a place to live.
I understand, but not at that price. If anything, people would expect prices to cut in half. Okay, for instance, in the area I live in, a decent one-bedroom. When I used to live in San Antonio, a one-bedroom, I think the cheapest I was able to find at one time was $450. Maybe now it's maybe $500, $550, right? Even downtown. Remember when I lived downtown? Mm-hmm. I was able to find a decent apartment for $500 or $550. What does a one-bedroom apartment go for right now in San Antonio?
Well, let's just say where you live, you also got your bike stolen and everything.
Well, that's on the 3rd floor. I got my bike. I had my bike chained up on the balcony on the 3rd floor. I went home for Christmas in El Paso. Came back a week later. I didn't notice till maybe a couple weeks later, but it was stolen.
So a Spider-Man criminal was up there doing. So yeah, if there's criminals stealing from the balcony on the 3rd floor, then yeah, I would expect 500 as much as I'm gonna pay for that.
Hey, but there was great view when Fiesta time came. That was a perfect view for the parade.
And good parking, free,
and good parking for downtown,
which is probably why people were stealing stuff.
Probably. Okay, what does a one-bedroom go for in San Antonio right now? What, 550, 600?
It depends where you live.
No, of course it depends. A decent one. Okay, you know what? Give me the cheapest one-bedroom you could find.
The cheap. I don't know. Okay, my apartment where when I first moved into my
Oh
first
yeah, but that
apartment.
was high end. Maybe that was what 700.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. No, it was a high end at the time, and I don't even know how. And that's the problem with San Antonio or any place. They just they just slap the name of luxury living, and they can
And it
name the
went up.
price. Yeah, even and it could not be luxury living. It just that's just it's on their name. So
Okay, okay.
anyway,
Well, let me tell you very quick. So I
you're
got
gonna let
lucky.
me
I was
tell you my apartment
no,
now.
hell no. I want you to tell them. I want to talk. No, go ahead.
It was like I think no more than 650, 650 for
Okay,
the biggest one bedroom they had, and that's pretty cool. Like
okay. So
650.
go a little bit downgrade apartments. What does a one bedroom go for? Maybe 550, 600.
How you can downgrade? Like this wasn't even high living. If
I'm
you
not talking about
think
that
back,
apartment. I'm talking let's say something off somewhere in like 410 I-10 area.
410 I-10, that 410 I-10 is
Where
a
where I used to live on Callahan.
oh yeah, okay, 410 I-10 right there. They
I
just
mean, a one bedroom was 600. I mean,
some,
and it was decent.
but it wasn't
I
fenced
would
in. It
imagine
wasn't a
prices have
gated
gone up a little
community.
bit, maybe
It wasn't a
650.
gated community. You
Okay,
pay
mine
more for
wasn't.
a gated community.
Oh yeah, the one you did, the one I lived in. No, it was maybe what 650, but it was like 600 or 650. Okay, what could we agree? A one bedroom it ranges between somewhere between 550 and maybe 700, depending on the area, depending on all this stuff, right?
Now, if you're paying 550, I'm pretty sure you're not in a good part of town.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine.
You're
But nevertheless, that's a good range. Would you say,
yeah,
right? Okay, 550, 700, somewhere there.
and
And granted,
that's messed up in the first place. Like 550 is a lot for anybody that's trying to make ends meet.
it
550 is a
is.
lot,
I
but
know it's a
unfortunately,
lot.
you're living in a not the best part of town. That's messed up.
No, it is. It is. I know.
All right, keep
But
going.
anyways, very quick. So here, watch. I was living with my cousins, and oil had gone down, and so I was just apartment searching because I wanted to be. I just wanted my own one bedroom, and I got lucky. I was able to find a one bedroom for I think 475. Um, but then there was some extra costs, so I think 550 and stuff. But it included like cable, included all that. So great. This was with the oil going down. Oil went up. Luckily, I bought the my foreclosed house and everything, right? And things had gone up. You know how much a one bedroom is? That same one bedroom, it goes. Well, I haven't checked it recently, but for sure in January before this whole virus thing, it was at 1100, and it was supposedly in a bad side of town. And the only reason it was a bad side of town is because it was a Hispanic area. But I mean, I felt safe, so
What
it's
was
I
your
would hear,
Hispanic?
oh, there's gunshots, blah blah blah. Nah, not really, but oh, whatever. It was 500 at the time, and it had gone down. Previously, the oil had gone up, and it was at 800. It went down. I was able to lock in 12 months for 475, and then an extra $50. So like let's say 550, but then it went up. Now it's 1100. So the cheapest one bedroom apartment you could find in this area is literally at the cheapest 950 if
Yeah.
you want to, and that's a crappy one bedroom. If you want a decent one, 1500. A two bedroom, easily 1800. In fact, my cousin's apartment, they got something pretty decent for 900. And once their lease went up, it literally doubled. They said if you want to renew, it's gonna be 1800. And I think that same apartment right now, a two bedroom, one two bath, easily goes for 2200. See, that's how ridiculous it is here. So that's the reason why that's the reason why I thought, okay, no one's gonna be interested in this house at this price, but I just want to see if maybe. And no, sure enough. So even though it's weird, so even though oil has gone down,
The thing is, your house is not bad. Your house is not bad.
no, I
You can
understand,
pay
but that's not the
ridiculous
point. The
amount of
point is
money.
also the point's the local economy.
No, okay,
That's what I'm trying to say.
dude, San Antonio. Okay, I don't. Certain areas in San Antonio are not doing very great because of what we're in right now.
No, of
So,
course I
but
could
you know
understand.
what? Still, what their prices are? They're still luxury prices for apartments that are not luxury. They're apartments where you
They
can be
pick up your
living
trash.
because
It's
you need to.
luxury.
Yeah, well, they're just apartments that you need, but
Yeah, yeah.
people need. They're just paying. crazy amount of money. Like
No,
in
I
the
know.
area when my first apartment, we were paying 650 at best, 675 at best, and I thought that was fair. But then the more that we were renting, the more I realized like, oh, people are now at this point, people are just gouging everybody. My whole thing is like, just because you slap luxury living on your name does not mean it's luxury living.
That's true. And you know what? I want to take advantage of that. So once I sell my house, you know what I want to do? I'll have a good chunk of money. I want to buy a multi-unit home in San Antonio, preferably something that has 3, 4 units, and live in one unit and then rent out the other three.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be good, huh?
That's one thing San Antonio does have really good. Like the people that
Dude,
are
I've
willing
already
to live
been
like
keeping
that.
track of some of the some stuff that's in the market right now, and some of them are decent price. And luckily, once I sell this house, I would have a good decent down payment to.
Yeah, that's the one thing San Antonio has a good. Like if you're willing to live like in a house that's like a unit house, and they have some really nice neighborhoods there like that. You just have.
Yeah, yeah. My first place was a unit house there in Woodlawn. Remember?
No, no,
Oh, well, yeah.
no.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Nah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Hey,
It really wasn't.
450. Hey, 450, man.
It really wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad.
I think you made it bad. Like, you were the worst thing that happened to that neighborhood. I'm just kidding. But no, like there's some like I'll drive down some roads and you'll see those unit houses and they look pretty nice and like everybody seems like nice.
No, yeah. I know. I would love to do that. That would probably be my next step in my real estate adventure. Hey, let me tell you a quick story about St. Arnold's. I just remembered about it.
Oh my God! Again, back to this. Okay, we're not getting paid for St. Arnold.
I like St. Arnold's, man. He's a good saint. I
Ah,
don't know what he did, but he's cool.
except to get you.
He's on a beer. He had to do something real good, right?
He got you drunk. That's enough.
That's true. No, very quick, very quick. I was at HEB with my cousin. We're buying beer. We're about to check out. There was some dude in front of us, and he was just buying one thing. He was just buying like a Coke. That's about it. He turned around and he sees us buying just different kinds of beer. He's all, "Hey, what kind of beer is that?" I'm all, "Hey, St. Arnold's." I told him it's a decent beer. I was just joking with him. I told him, "Yeah, that's my favorite saint. Supposedly, if you drink it, it makes you holy." And he's for whatever yeah, I don't know why. And he started laughing. And so cool. They check out his Coke and he turns around and says, "I'll cover their beer too." And I'm all, "What? No, you don't
Oh,
have to
what?
do that, man." And me and my cousin, I'm like, "Wow." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, don't worry." He's like, "I'll cover their beer." So yeah, he just bought my beer. So more than likely, he worked in the oil field. It's good. Yeah, man, his bill came from $2 to like $60, and he paid for it. So,
Dang, did
wow.
you give him a beer at least?
He didn't want anything. So I'm like, wow. I said, "Hey, man, I'll give St. Arnold a good word."
Or maybe that was St. Arnold.
Maybe that was St. Arnold. Did I didn't even think of that?
Oh, imagine that.
You're a genius, bro.
Maybe that's why I can't drink St. Arnold. It just burns when it goes down.
Yeah, you're a sinner.
That was a good story. I can't believe you just wasted my time with that one. Yeah.
Nah, I don't care.
Somebody bought you free beer. I bought you free beer all the time.
Ah, you're a rat. Yeah, you're not a random guy.
Maybe I'm a saint.
Hey, you know what I want to talk about next time? Our cruise ship.
Oh, we need to talk about
That'd
that.
be good. And why I hate cruise ships, but it's all good.
Do you hate cruise ships for real?
I just,
For certain things?
to me, it's a
Right.
ripoff.
Rip
But
off.
we'll talk about it. And I have and because of that, I even have a business idea that I want to share with you just to see if it's a good idea, but that's for next time.
That's a good conversation. We should talk about it. I think our cruise was, to me, it was awesome. I had a great time.
No, I had a good time too. I just
But I can also
think
see
they're
why
greedy
you,
bastards.
yeah, I could see why you would be upset with it. Or anybody. Like, I don't know. But we should talk
Well,
about
some people love it, though. Some people love it.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it some other time.
We'll talk about it next time.
But let's go back to the Joker. So the Joker took a cruise one time.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's another podcast down the drain.
Se acabó.
Once again, subscribe if you're on YouTube, if you're on Spotify or any other platform. Just follow us. Follow us. We got good stuff to talk about. We want to talk about your stuff. What do you want us to talk about? Let us know. You can reach us at Too Hard Too Fast Podcast at gmail.com or Too Fast
Too
Too
hard.
Hard
Sad.
Too Fast POD on Twitter. Let us
Los
know.
amigos, dos locos.
Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. Worm, what are you gonna say?
Yo quiero chicos tacos.
Ooh. With that said, guys, thanks very much for listening. It's